I've always had this talent of speaking to people. Yeah, I don't really have the fear of facing the crowd.
Hello and welcome to Obehi Podcast. I'm your host, Obehi A14, and I strongly believe that everyone has a story to share. Now let's get started into this episode.
So that was how the journey started. It all started when I was in high school. In Nigeria, we call it secondary. So I wasn't really a fan or a student that wants to find themselves in any other activity. All I wanted to do was just to have the platform. So I was given that privilege at that point in time. I could remember way back 8 years ago when I was given the privilege to talk in juvenile delinquency. That was my first ever topic that I would speak on to 100 people. I really do not know the definition about that thing, but that passion to express my message to people was there. And after my presentation, I saw the congratulation messages from people. I saw how people walked up to me and told me that I did exceptionally well. So that is the background of my public speaking journey, whereby till date I've been able to scale through and I've been able to speak at different platforms and also been able to speak to different sets of.
All right, that's great. Now, I want you to tell me a little bit about your background. So, you were born in Lagos, or did you come to Lagos from some other part of the country?
Yes, I was born in Lagos. Yeah, born and brought up in Lagos, but I am from Ogun State, the western part of Nigeria.
When you were still a teenager there, growing up in Lagos, is there anything in particular that you love about public speaking, communicating, and maybe talking with people?
Yeah, in Lagos. Lagos is like a mixed state. Yeah, Lagos, like they will say, Lagos belongs to everybody. So in Lagos, communicating with people has helped me a lot because you are going to find educated, more educated people in Lagos. You are going to find more intentional people in Lagos. So during my public speaking journey, I've been able to understand that Lagos has helped me a lot by communicating with the right set of people. Because when you go to other parts, majority of what majority of the language you speak there are mostly other mother language. But in Lagos, you are privileged to speak English because you know people that understand it better and you can communicate rightly with people. Though it's not easy communicating in Lagos because Lagos is for the tough, like they say. Lagos is for the tough. There are times you try to speak well to people and they're like, hey, don't talk to me like that. Nobody's speaking English here. But when you meet the same set of people, because everyone in Lagos is German, everybody just has to become somebody. They just want to get what they need. So they don't care if you're speaking well, they don't care if you talk rudely to anyone. But I've been intentional about my communication aspect about my life, trying to speak well because most times in Lagos, everybody wants to speak either pidgin, that's any kind of English, and get away with it. Nobody wants to speak rightly, yes. But then when you find the right set of people that are ready to speak rightly, it's going to help you.
Uh-huh. All right, that's good now. That's good. So you are intentional about what you are doing yourself, correct?
Yeah.
Now, do you want to tell me about your own training? Because, of course, we are going to be looking into what you do today because you are also training people, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me about your own training. How did you get to where you are today? What did you have to do to be able to become a communication expert to the point that you can train people on it?
Okay. So there is one thing I've always hold dearly to myself, and that's the fact that you have a talent. If you don't work on that talent, you might never be the best in that talent. Your talent is not really enough to take you to the heights you want. You must intentionally invest into that talent. So when I knew that I had the talent of speaking, I had the talent of talking, though my earlier stage of life, I had this particular issue where people tagged me as a talk artist. So at some point, I had to sit down and ask myself, how can I turn what I am always talking about to something very reasonable that people are ready to listen to me? So I became intentional about it. Me seeing it as a talent within myself. I didn't just take it up like this is my talent, I want to do it. I had to become intentional. I had to invest into it. I had to go for coaching. I had to go for training, different training from different coaches in Nigeria, outside Nigeria. So the journey that helped me was I discovered what I have. And I knew that my talent, as raw as it is, will not help me enough. So I needed an expert in helping me to get to where I needed to get to. So I applied for coaching, training, virtually, physically, and I've been able to get trained by different people. And after those training, I knew that the driving force behind public speaking is constant practice. So I decided to be intentional and give myself to practice, give myself to constant practice by accepting invitations to speak at different events. This helped me a lot in my journey. I saw that, okay, when I'm practicing and practicing, because I understood that there was no born public speaker, but then when you practice where you get better every single day. So I decided to do that. And the dream that came out to become my online public speaking training was I saw that many people have this message in them to tell the world, but they have not found the way to do it. There are people today that hide behind the pen. They're like, no, I don't want to come out to speak. I just want to write. But then there are two power that we can use, and that's our voice and our pen. So I know that many people have a story to tell. Many people have stories to tell to the world. They say, okay, this platform, this online training is going to help people come out from that shell they put themselves into. Because if we notice, public speaking is one of the particular skill that many people are afraid of. On record, over 75% of the world's population dread public speaking. So I created this particular online platform to be able to train people to become intentional about themselves, to find their voice, and to be able to tell their story or give what they have to the world through their voice.
Is it that you undergo a course that help you to discover your inner talent, and which of course you have to work to develop, or something happened that help? I want you to take me to that.
Okay, it was a particular responsibility I took upon myself that helped me discover this is a talent about me. You know, many people today they don't really know that they have talent until they give themselves open to responsibility. So I was still a very little girl when that responsibility came my way, and I took it up without. Yeah, the fear was there, but I was ready to take it innocently. And after doing this, I realized that I was so good at it. I realized that this is what I love doing. That even if you wake me in the midnight, I could do it without stress. So due to that fact, I realized that okay, this is a talent about me that I can do without stress.
So those training that you underwent that sort of helped to fine tune your skill before, because you did say something important before that one thing is to have the talent, but the talent is not really going to put money on your table. It's not going to put food on your table. We have all come to understand that until you fine tune those talent, until you make those talent, put it to the market, and other people can benefit from it, because the money is going to come from other people. And the way they can give you money is if you help them to resolve their problem. And there is nothing selfish about it. If you don't do anything for people, people are not going to do anything for you. So this talent is very, very important. So I wanted to speak a little bit about how you approach this your development. So I don't know if you want to call it personal development to be able to fine tune your talent. Yeah.
Okay, at the start of discovering myself and understanding what I needed for myself, I had to know that I cannot really move forward in life if I don't invest in my personal development. So I had to look into it and knew that personal development is one of the greatest investments you can give yourself. Not just helping in talent, not just helping in making you see the need for people to pay you, but helping in grooming you in every aspect of life. So I knew that this particular talent is there, but I need to look into personal development. How can I develop myself? By taking courses online. And another thing is not just taking courses online. What type of course? What is the thing I really want to be known for? What do I want to invest my time into? Because people today just get online and they're like, okay, like they said, we need to develop ourselves and take different courses. But no, I knew what I needed, and all because I wanted to align with my talent. That was the reason why I went for it. Though there are people that don't really look into their talent aspects and go for other things. But I took those courses because I needed it to align.
All right, that's important. That's important. Now, the owning your voice, like I was saying before, I find it very interesting when you did make mention of it, because if we are talking of communication, that becomes very important now. Owning your voice. I want you to speak more about that.
So the ability to own your voice is the ability to accept who you are. Today, it's common that when we listen to people talk, maybe people we admire, people we look up to, people we feel like they are there for us. When we listen to them talk, we feel like one day unconsciously it's possible that you are going to start speaking like them. That's an aspect. Now, when you need to own your voice, is to know the fact that you are you. You have your story. You have what you have within you. You don't have to be like any other person in the world. There is no duplicate about you. So in owning your voice, you have to accept that you are just you. There is no one like you. So you don't have to try to speak like this, the way this person is speaking. You don't have to try to fit into this person's life. You don't have to try to fit into another person's expectation for you. No. Or you don't have to try to fit into some principles. You have to own your voice, own your story, own your life. The fact that this person is getting it well in life and you are not just there yet, you have to accept the fact that this is where I am. I have to own it. And one day I will tell the story. If you don't own your voice, you'll not be able to tell the story. If you don't own your voice, the world might not hear you. You'll be speaking like another person. You'll be acting like another person. So owning your voice is the ability to accept that you are just you. Your story, your life, your glory, your success, your failures, everything is attached to you. You don't have to compare yourself with other people. Yes, you can learn from others, but then you have to understand that this is me and this is what I want to be known for. And this is what I want to stand for.
Now, why do you think some people never develop their talent? Because their talent now, we can see it like resources, but that resources is only what it is, resources. If you don't use it, it remains there. It's not going to help you. If you use it, that is when it can actually become very valuable to you. You can leverage it and benefit from it. But the question is, why do some people don't develop their own resources?
Okay. So one particular reason I would say for this is that the environment you are, the environment you are affects a lot. Though there are people that really want to look into their talent and develop it, but then they don't really have the necessary things they need in the particular place they are. So most people imagine someone that has the talent of drawing, painting, and whatever, and he or she is residing in a place that he cannot get the necessary tools to fine tune that talent he has. Thereby, through time, before a long period of time, he or she leaves that talent and face something else. Okay, 8 years ago when I started public speaking, I knew that it was a talent, but there was a break in between. At that point in time, I wasn't given the platform to speak. I wasn't given the particular tool I need for public speaking. So I dropped that talent for 4 to 5 years, I dropped that talent. I just felt like I could do something else. So another reason is that environment, number one. Number two is the fact that people are not really enlightened because now there is a wave in the world. After 2, 3 years, something starts to wane and everybody wants to venture into it. Now let me bring it into the digital world. Recently now, what is in is tech. Everybody wants to go into tech. But imagine someone that has the talent of writing, but because the world is going into tech, that particular person is not really enlightened that you can hold your talent and still go into tech. But most times you see people they leave what they were doing because this thing is not ready to fetch me money now. Let me just go and look for what is raining now, what will fetch me money now. This is what is raining, this is what is doing this. So most people want the environment and they are not really enlightened. They just want to follow the wave. They want to follow what is happening, what everybody is doing. Many people find it difficult to stand out. Yes, it's difficult to stand out if you are not being intentional about it. So everybody just wants to do what everybody is doing. The fact that I knew a friend that went into tech and within 3 months made 1 million naira, I need to go into that tech. Imagine the person has been writing for 3 years and he has not made 1 million naira. So it feels like his friend that just went into tech 3 months ago is making 1 million naira. He or she leaves his talent and venture into tech. So people are not really enlightened that okay, you can invest into your talent and you can have other side things to do, but you can look into your talent, fine tune it, and invest into it.
All right. Now, looking about you personally, Charity, um, why did you decide that it was important for you to stand out? How did you know that you needed to do that so that you are different from just another person that is talking?
So I knew I needed to stand out when there came a point in my life when I was trying to fit in. When I was trying to fit into everyone's expectation, I was trying to fit into what everyone is doing, the people around you, what they are doing. But then I realized that no matter how I try to fit in, there is something within me that tells me that you have to stand out. I think people need to come to the realization that you have to stand out. I don't know if people can understand that this is you. That was a day I knew that I have to come out of this. I can't just fit in because trying to fit in and doing what this person is doing, I found it very, very difficult. I couldn't just do it. And this was this person doing it without stress. And here was I trying as much as possible to do it, but I was not just doing it well. At that point in time, I knew that charity, here is the time for you to stand out. Here is the time for you to know that you are different. Everybody is doing it because normally I am not the kind of person that follow waves, like follow what is happening. Most times I just sit back and I watch before I venture into it. So during those periods, I knew that you are different. Nobody is like me. The way I talk is different from the way other persons talk. So now is the time for you to wake up and stand out. That's what I told myself.
Now, environment, that was something you said before. Um, you live in Lagos. Of course, Lagos is the capital, the commercial capital city of Nigeria, no? Apart from the Abuja, which is actually where the power lies. Um,
Yeah.
is there any way that your being in Lagos influences you or maybe contribute to you better than somebody who might maybe be living in some suburb of Nigeria, maybe in the village, therefore might not be able to do what you are doing?
The thing is, in this aspect of environment, so many things affect people just on their environment. Number one, our belief, our culture, our belief culture. In the whole world, everywhere, there is always a belief that runs in everybody's mind. So something must control a man, and that's a belief, whatever he or she believes in. So the belief and culture really affect a lot. Me being in Lagos helped helped me a lot because one, there were opportunities for me to be able to look into my life. There were opportunities when I see people doing well in life, and I'm really inspired to do more. Well, comparing it to someone living in the remote part, where he or she is not really seeing things that are happening in the real world, he or she is not really informed about things that are really happening. He or she might not see the need to invest in themselves. Okay, imagine someone that you as a parent have gone into farming for so long and they are ready to just give it and over that particular so-called business to their children. And these children are not enlightened. Probably they don't have access to the internet. I think internet really affects a lot because today many things I knew are through internet, like 40%, apart from the fact that I stay in Lagos, 40% are through internet. So imagine that particular child does not have access to internet or whatsoever. He or she just feels like this place I'm staying, okay, the richest man in that community went into castle, rearing of castle. So therefore, for me to be rich, this is just what I have to do. They don't know that there are other ways whereby you can become rich, not just by rearing cattle. So when you stay in a village, you can't compare with someone that stays in the city and he or she is shown different aspects of life. They are seeing beyond what is happening in your environment. So a person staying in the village is not going to see beyond what is happening in that particular environment.
All right. Now, tell me a bit about your business. How do you organize your business so that in a way that you can profit from it? Help us to understand what you do.
Okay, my current training runs just virtually. Yeah, it's a virtual training I run. So when I started building out the business, I had to be intentional and know what I needed for myself. So the business started out 3 months ago. Yeah, 3 months ago. And it has been able to help and produce a large sum of money for me. How do I run this? I run just the virtual training. Though later on I can bring it into a physical training. So I run a virtual training where I tagged training for 2 weeks and people get to pay a reasonable amount of money. So in that money, I have to pay my designer. In that same money, I have to remove every single expense I have for it and I take back the profit.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that. Uh, Now, who is your audience? Who really are you serving? Who should we, maybe for example, recommend to you in your business?
Okay, my audience are people that want to become intentional. They could be young people, they could be average teenagers, young professionals, or old people. But they are just those people that are intentional about their communication journey. They are people that are intentional to become among the top communicators in their industry. Because, like I tell people, everyone can talk, but not everyone can speak. Like I said, talking is cheap, but speaking is expensive. So those that want to become intentional and become top people, top communicators in whatever industry they find themselves, these are my audience.
All right, that is important. Now, say a, a person come to you today who you are going to be training, and this person is not yet an expert in communication. Maybe he or she doesn't even know where to start. Tell me what you do with this individual so that he or she can become a better communicator at the end of your program.
Okay, someone coming in that doesn't even know how to go about it, how to communicate correctly. The first thing I have to know about this person is what exactly is the problem. Is it the fact that you miss your word or you forget what you have to say when you face a particular audience, or you lack source of information. Whatever be the problem, I have to find the problem of this person. And when I've been able to discover what the issue is, or is it the fact that you had past experience that threw you off balance, or you have claustrophobia, which is probably known as the fear of public speaking. So when I'm able to find the real problem about this person, then I can take the person through the process and help the person come out of that problem, providing a solution, and the person becoming an expert in that industry with time.
In Lagos, or maybe let's say young Nigerians in general, how much do they understand the importance of communication and public speaking? Also, before in one of your earliest response, you did say that people don't maybe know the importance, no? So I'm trying to understand why and how much do they not understand this particular element in them? Because of course, this is going to be very important now in their marketing. Because if you have an offer, you have something that you are doing, there is no way somebody is going to know until you talk about it. Sometimes you are going to be shouting, So help me understand this one. Like you are trying to tell somebody now the importance of communication.
So the issue about, let's say, Lagos or Nigeria generally, people feel like every public speaker is a motivational speaker, which is wrong, because there is this tag people have towards motivational speaker, majorly in Africa. So people have the ideology that every public speaker is a motivational speaker. So that ideology has to change, because many people really do not want to tag themselves as motivational speakers. So that's why they try running away from communication. So another problem is, if I'm to bring it down to Lagos, when one works on his communication skill, and you are in an environment where people that don't even see the need to do this are major people there. Most times, like I said, imagine me going out. I've received this countless of times going out, and I'm trying to speak well, like speak well, speak rightly, and they're like, "What are you saying? We don't want to hear English here. Who is speaking English here? Go to university and speak. Go to school and speak English." Because one thing about Lagos is not everybody speaks good English. So there's another issue when you reside in Lagos. So when trying to make people see the need of public speaking, it's not just for now, it's for the future, not just for your particular environment. You don't know where you find yourself in the future. You don't know the platform you are going to stand on and the set of people you are going to speak to in future. So there is a need for you to invest in it, because public speaking is a lifelong skill. It's not a skill that you learn and you keep. It's a skill that you use till death, because no one lives in isolation. Everybody must communicate. And words are powerful. So if you don't learn how to communicate rightly, how to bring words to people rightly, you are going to say something to someone that might put that person in a depressed state. And thereby you don't know the person say, "I've committed suicide." Why did you commit suicide? If you trace back maybe what someone said to them, or what someone did to them, or what they heard from someone, because words go very far in the hearts of people. So when trying to see the need to communicate rightly, you just have to invest in that particular aspect. Not because you want to gain money from it, but because you just want to be intentional about it and see that I don't know where I can find myself tomorrow. And I'm asked to come and speak, or I'm asked to communicate something. How do I do it?
All right. That is good. Now, do you want to tell me a little bit about how you manage to get to your audience, how you manage to reach your people? I mean, what is the strategy that you employ? All right, the reason I'm asking this question, and also the one that I've asked you before, is that there are little Charity and little Kiara and little Janet out there who are looking up to you. As you are talking, they are trying to pick one or two things from there for themselves. So by the time you explain some of these things that you do, maybe some of them can pick one or two that they can apply also in their business. And by doing this, there will be a lot of people that are going to be in the online business who know how to do it well. That is what we want, so that the word is actually enough for everybody. But if we share, we don't need to share the money. We need to share the knowledge. So this is what I'm asking you. What is your strategy to be able to get audience, to be able to get clients for your business?
Okay. I think the first and foremost thing one has to do is build a personal brand. Build a personal brand. Because no one will pay you if they don't trust you. No one will pay you if they don't like you. No one will pay you if they don't know you. Because one of the difficult things to do is to get money from people. Everybody are thinking, do I really need this? But if you make them see the solution you are bringing to the table for the problem they have, they'll pay you. There's what we call the KLC, which is known as the know, like, and trust. So that is one of the particular strategy I use in building my business. I try to build my personal brand to a particular extent. Yeah. I look for it to invest and be known for something. Another thing is you're trying to bring a business out to the world, be known for that business. Imagine someone that wants to start probably training people on digital marketing and you want to build a personal brand on the online platform. And today you're posting on motivation, tomorrow you're posting on politics, next tomorrow you're posting on this and that. Nobody even know you for digital marketing. Nobody will pay you because they feel like, does this person really know what it does? So I over time built my brand on that communication so that even when I don't bring out offer to people pay me to train them on this because they've have subconsciously registered my name in their mind. Now, when they think about public speaking and communication, their thought is charity because I built a brand and I've showed up a lot of time. So the first thing is building a personal brand. Understand the KLC strategy, which is your clients must know you, they must like you, they must trust you before they can pay you. Another thing is one big strategy I use is creating free offers. I know people might be like, free things are not really valued by people. But then when I created free offers, like to train people for free, and you that means it draws traffic to you personally. People come because people rush in for free things. So you drag them, you bring traffic into yourself. And when you've gotten that traffic and everything, what you are going to train them, you're not going to give them every single thing. You not give them 100% of everything. You could just give them 30% of what you are offering them. Hereby, immediately few days after that free offer, you tell them, okay, if you want to get the premium knowledge, pay for this. This strategy is good to a particular extent, but you can't use it forever. You can't use it forever. So, but if for those that are starting out, you can use this strategy. Create free offers, train them well. Not that you are going to give a shabby training, but no, you give a very concrete training, but you keep those particular highly resourced information to yourself and you give them what you want to give them. Then when they see that you have something to offer, they'll pay you in return for that particular premium training they are bringing.
Now, looking into the future, where do you see yourself and your business? What kind of plan are you making? And where are we going to see you?
So looking into the future and looking at myself and my business, I I see myself as a communication expert that should have trained nothing less than 100,000 individuals in different industries. You know, like I said, it's my online business came from an initiative. So it's like a big tree that brought out an online training. So my initiative normally is just to help people find their voices and tell the world, to have the courage to tell the world their story. So the initiative should be able to have brought out nothing less than 100 people that have found their voices and come out of their shell. Then my own online academy should be able to have trained a large number of people across the world and also have physical trainings also that will help people in developing their communication skill.
Now, how can people connect with you, those who want to work with you? I want you to use these few seconds to promote yourself.
Those that want to connect with me on Instagram, on Facebook, and on LinkedIn, I'm active on those three platforms. I'm just Charity Wusa on the three platforms. So, and you can always send if you need any work, either offline or online speaking engagement or host of any of your events. I'm available. You can send a mail to me, charitywusa@gmail.com. And if you need anything, you want me to help, online training or whatsoever, send a message to me on any of my platforms. I help people become top communicators in their industry, and I also anchor events offline or online, and I also am open to any speaking engagement.
All right. Thank you so much for that. So, what would be your final statement to conclude this conversation?
Okay, to conclude this conversation, what I have to say is that communication is something that is necessary by everyone. We have to communicate for people to understand us. And in your pursuit for success and whatever, there are two things you have to invest in: your communication skill and your personal development, either character wise or whatsoever. So, in your communication skill, you just have to invest into it and learn how to communicate rightly. And understand that public speaking should become an habit for everyone. No one should see public speaking as a deadly sentence. No, but you should look at it as an habit that can be gotten over time through constant practice. So when looking at yourself in future, when looking at your communication skill in any form, see yourself to become an exceptional speaker. Now when you stand to speak, people are blown and wow.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you subscribe so you never miss any of our future episodes. Rate and review Obehi Podcast and share with your friends who might need it. I remain Obehi Ewafo. Thank you so much for listening and talk to you in the next episode.